Hello, everybody. Good morning. Let's see what I want to talk about. Yes, you all know I've covered the the deaths in the Fulton County Jail. I've spoke on the Fulton County Jail. Um, I've spoken on the Fulton County Jail, um, the deaths within the Fulton County Jail. But now, what I want to talk about this morning is um, the corruption here in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. We're dealing with so much. The corruption, the undertable deals. The corruption is terrible up here in Shreveport, y'all. Not only do we deal with the terrible infrastructure in Shreveport, the terrible gun violence. We have gun violence in this city every single day of the day, every hour on the hour, and I'm not exaggerating. I've seen multiple people make videos of this city. Even people coming through here say they would never live here. This is an embarrassment as usual. Um, they promise every time these people get in office, they promise to fix the streets, they promise to do this, they promise to do that. And again, the people left with nothing, no one to turn to because they're all up there committing these illegal business, committing these illegal acts. Um, I've lost faith in this particular council board here in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. I think this is a disgrace. How the city is going under faster than never before. They're blaming they're blaming budgeting. They're always blaming budgeting for their issues. Later we find out they're stealing money, um, pocketing money, doing all these unauthorized salary increases, which they had never had no business doing to begin with. I sat in those council meetings, multiple council meetings, and I said I wouldn't ever step foot back in those chambers due to the fact of now what we've seen, as we've seen so many times, we've lost faith in the city leadership. Things finally which I'm thankful for. Things are finally being exposed for what it is. Um, People are finally being exposed for these illegal corruption, the illegal business practices, the under the table deals. I think this is again this goes back again to leadership. This is and thank God it's finally under investigation. It should this that whole thing should have been under investigation months ago. There is no way in the world that that these city council people for, were able to get away with this all these years for those that were involved, you know. And again, it all goes back to these people. I don't know if they were getting paid under the table to allow it to go through, or whatever the case may be. But what we do know is that the corruption is terrible here. We know that so they turned a blind eye to situations that I would have never have even imagined. You got renters, you got people living in deplorable conditions within these apartment complexes across the city, unfit to live in uninhabitable conditions. I've spoken on that multiple times for over a whole year now, speaking on that, and also the fact that we're dealing with again major corruption here in the city of Shreveport. We're dealing with um, um, a police department um, a police department that's been involved in multiple officer involved shootings, um, the deaths of black men, the deaths of us black men, um, multiple officer involved shootings, things of that nature. And then again, these families are left grieving. Families are left grieving for their loved ones. Again, justice for Joseph Taylor, justice for Demarcus Thomas, speaking on for us on the police brutality side of it. But now the gun violence, is beyond words anymore. I don't think I can even say anything else on that anymore because of the fact I think I've done run out of words. That's just how much we've spoken on it. Um, Again, false promises, false hopes, false promises, things of that nature, and and it's this is what we're dealing with in the city of Shreveport, and this is real. I mean, Louisiana is rated the top state for corruption, illegal business practices, you name it, it happens here. And I think that's another reason why this state continues to remain behind on everything. We're the last one to get anything here. I initially came back to this state for due to my family member had health issues. So that was one of the reasons why I came back. I was living way in Arizona, and I had no intentions of ever coming back to Louisiana ever. But when I left and moved out of state, yeah, um, I had no intentions of coming back here. Maybe to visit every couple months, every holiday or something possibly, but never to come back and live. But I came back to Louisiana because due to yes, a family member's health condition or family member, health conditions. Yes, your loved ones, your grandparents, you're getting older. They're not going to be as well as they should. So my intentions were not to stay. It was going to be stay a couple weeks, see what's going on with them, and go back to where I was. So I ended up staying, which I'm from back this way, not from up north. I'm not from here in North Louisiana. I'm from Southern Louisiana. So this is a definitely a big change. Definitely a whole new crowd of people I'm not accustomed to up here. Um, Due to the fact, the reason why I'm still up this way is when I looked at the rent prices back home, I was floored. It's still high. A one bedroom is gonna cost you 850. Nothing below 600. Everything is 700 plus. I mean, that's unaffordable. And not to mention if you have to pay lights and gas and water and things of that nature. Even if working people, the elderly people, those on fixed incomes can't afford the high rent prices right now. It's like that across the nation for renters, and for those that are fortunate to live in affordable properties, that's a blessing. But my goal is, and I want this to be passed before legislation in Congress, and of course through HUD. I want, after so many years, a family is able to call that apartment their own, or eventually um, call that particular rent house their home. After so many years, you should be able to buy the house or be able to own it. Same thing. I'm trying to get my words out. Yeah, be able to buy the home after so many years as a renter. But I feel 3 years is long enough. 4 years tops for that home, for making consistent payments. 2 years, 3 years, and then be able to own it. Of course, that's different. There's different spectrums with that, but you would have to pay a mortgage to that house. You would no longer be a renter, which is a great thing. So, and then you know how much the mortgage to that house is. Sometimes mortgage rates are low and very, very low, and otherwise some of them are very, very high. So it all depends what you want to do. After so many years, you'll be, you know, for home ownership. That's what we need to be pressing to the community as well. Home ownership. They've spoken about it a few times, and nobody wants to take heed to it. I've always wanted to own my own home. I've always wanted to be a homeowner. I think it would be amazing, and just to get out the whole renting type thing or whatever. So, so again, I think it's amazing. It's fabulous, and again, but yeah. So guys, we're dealing with major corruption here in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. Not just that, we're dealing with gun violence, dealing with a poor failed leadership, They're doing all these unethical things in office. I call things for what it is. I don't bite my tongue. They, they always talk about vote, 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 vote for them. But when y'all get in office, y'all don't do nothing. So we tired of that. We're beyond that. I mean, that's why you don't get a huge in certain cities and states. If you notice, you don't get a huge turnout for voting because of the fact that there's been so many broken promises. But people are sick of it. Y'all go out there and do those campaigns. You go out there and do those campaigns. But what are you going to do when you get up in there? Is this for show? Is this for clout? Is this for you to be, to be put on a pedestal? To get your social media views or your clout or your likes. When a person runs for an elected office, it's their job and their duty to do what they say they're going to do as an elected official. I've seen so many times where these people get in office and they don't do what they say they're going to do. That's right. They don't do what they say they're going to do. They don't stick to their word. It actually gets worse. The problems of the city gets worse. Oh, vote for me, campaign for me, vote for me. We're campaigning. I'm gonna be your next district leader. I'm gonna be your next cattle commission. What a joke. I don't even waste my time no more. I feel so much better. I don't even waste my time no more sharing. I don't share no more. I don't share no more posts of campaigns. I don't share their pictures no more. I don't. If a person's running for an elected office here in Shreveport, I don't share anything. I used to share. I used to go live and really, help pump up their campaigns. I don't do any of that no more, people. It is what it is because they have committed so many illegal, criminal acts while in office. It's the same thing like Donald Trump. What he went to jail for just recently. It's the same thing they're doing here in Shreveport, the officials. And then you got some of them that's sitting back not saying a word. Everything I say, I have evidence. People really don't believe me. It's not for them to believe. I do my research, and I strongly recommend and I strongly urge you people within your city, within your cities and township, to do your research. To do your research and do your research on your particular officials, on your particular elected governed. What's the history of these officials? Who's held the office for the longest terms? I mean, all that. I look up all that. You know, who's done the most for your particular county or your particular city? Who was for the community? Not just get in the office and just okay, I'm gonna twiddle my fingers. No, it doesn't work that way. You feel me? When you when y'all get into these elected off when y'all get into these elected seats, you have a job to do. You gotta be for the people. You gotta be for the people. And that's the main thing. That's the main thing. They got people running these rental properties. They're not even the real people. So we got fraud going on. You all here in Shreveport on these rental properties. I've never seen them like this in all my life. And then it all goes back to us doing the research. This could be going on across the country because of the fact that a lot of us renters don't do our research on rental properties. But see, a lot of us don't think that way. Okay, we move into these apartment complexes or move into these rental properties. We feel everything's legitimate. These people got it all together. They got the documentation. These are the right owners. These are the right people to these properties. And later learning, oh my God, these are not the real people. Why were we paying you rent and you all are not the real people? So that's fraud. Um, that's a scam. That's a federal offense. That's a federal crime. And even they could charge you on a state level as well. So multiple factors, multiple consequences. And these people that's doing these criminal acts, taking over these properties that's not theirs, and it is what it is, everybody. So, y'all, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm finally going live. So, whatever tips or pointers you can give me where I can grow my views. I don't have any views. I don't know why I'm not getting any views, but it's the same, waiting for guests. So, again, so whatever support you all can give me or tips with these channels, with my channel, would be great. And again, thank you so very much. You all have a great morning. I'm going to get off of here. I've been on here almost 20 minutes. So, have a great day, y'all.